early modern English grammar. Morphology. The most important morphological differences between early modern English and present-day English involve pronouns and verbs. Personal pronouns. This is the examples from the King James text. "Ye are the salt of the earth," verse 13. That means you are the salt of the earth. "Thou shalt not kill," that means you shall not kill or do not kill. This is another example is provided by Shakespeare from Romeo and Juliet when Juliet asks, "Oh Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Oh Romeo, why are you Romeo?" "I praise God for you, sir. Your reasons at dinner have been sharp." That means, I praise God for you, sir. Your remarks at dinner were sharp. Here and its various forms were opposite to though and its forms in two ways. First is though was singular only, while ye could be either singular or plural, but here is only used as a singular only to express formal address. Though versus thee. This is the examples from the King James text. Thou shalt not kill, thou as a subject, and as at any time the adversary deliver thee as the object. Ye versus you. Ye are the salt of the earth, ye as a subject, and when men shall revile you, that means when people insult you, you as the object. Thy versus thine. In the first sentence, thy is used because the noun it modifies, gift, begins with a consonant, but in second sentence, thine is found because adversary begins with a vowel. It must be noted that in early modern English, words beginning with H behaved as if they actually began with a vowel. Look at the example below. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Verse 14. That means a city that is placed or built on a hill cannot be hidden. Demonstrative pronouns in present-day English are this or that or those. In early modern English, there was another demonstrative appearing in various forms, yonder, meaning that over there, suggesting a distance from both the speaker and the hearer. Verbs. This is the present and past forms of the verb plus in early modern English. The shaded boxes show forms which are no longer found in English. In the second-person singular forms, this is understandable. As discussed above, this category has been lost, being replaced by the second-person plural, so the corresponding verbs forms have disappeared too. I must also note that in the subjunctive, there is no distinction in person or number. Can't versus cannot. This is the example. Thou canst not make one hair white or black. That means you cannot make one hair white or black. It gives light unto all that are in the house. That means it gives light to all that are in the house. In the third person singular of the present indicative, the agent of or is used instead of present-day English us or s. So early modern English gift corresponds to present-day English gives. Early modern English syntax. The use of the auxiliary do and related issues. There is the example. I do not like milk and I should not eat that cake. In the first sentence, do is used to express negation, it is a timing auxiliary because it doesn't add anything to the meaning of the sentence. It has to be there because main verbs such as like cannot be negated directly. So you cannot say I like not milk as shown by second sentence. However, auxiliary are directly negated by not. I should not rather than I do not should. Do you read novels and can you come to the party? In the first sentence, do you is used in the question because main verbs cannot undergo subject auxiliary conversation. So, read you novels is an grammatical. Compare this to second sentence where can't an auxiliary does indeed do so. The impossible form, do you can come to the party? Another example is think not that I'm come to destroy the law. Verse 17, that means do not think that I've come to abolish the law. Do not even the publicans the same. That means do not even tax collectors do the same. In this case, do is not an auxiliary but a main verb as shown by the translation meaning perform. You can find instance where do as a demi-auxiliary is used. See the following examples. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness. That means blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Tense and respect. In early modern English, the tense or aspect system is basically the same as in present-day English with some differences. Differences is the future tense is mostly expressive by shall rather than will in all persons. There are lots of examples in the King James text. The second difference is perfect tense are found in early modern English, but their use is different. Often a present perfect is used when we would use a simple past. The third difference is progressive forms such as oncoming or has been doing or indeed found. In fact, they appear already in Middle English, but they are rare, and the simple forms are generally used instead. The use of relative pronouns is a bit different. A feature characteristic of early modern English is the use of the conjunction that after relative pronouns. Personal pronouns are commonly used before a relative clause, where present-day English would use a demonstrative pronoun. Present-day English, the perfect forms of verbs are always formed with the auxiliary have. Some verbs have a different type of complement than today. A special structure frequent in early modern English is known as the his genitive. Lexical difference. The word "o" meaning anything is an example of a word that has been lost. It is numeral twinned, an old form of two. Early modern English grammar. Morphology. The most important morphological differences between early modern English and present-day English involve pronouns and verbs. Personal pronouns. This is the examples from the King James text. We are the salt of the earth. Verse 13, that means you are the salt of the earth. Thou shalt not kill, that means you shall not kill or do not kill. This is another example is provided by Shakespeare from Romeo and Juliet when Juliet asks, "Oh Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Oh Romeo, why are you Romeo?" "I praise God for you, sir. Your reasons at dinner have been sharp." That means, I praise God for you, sir. Your remarks at dinner were sharp. Here and its various forms were opposite to though and its forms in two ways. First, if though was singular only, while ye could be either singular or plural, but ye was only used as a singular only to express formal address. Thou versus thee. This is the examples from the King James text. Thou shalt not kill, thou as a subject, and as at any time the adversary deliver thee as the object. Ye versus you. Ye are the salt of the earth, ye as a subject, and when men shall revile you, that means when people insult you, you as the object. Thy versus thine. In the first sentence, thy is used because the noun it modifies, gift, begins with a consonant, but in second sentence, thine is found because adversary begins with a vowel. It must be noted that in early modern English, words beginning with H behaved as if they actually began with a vowel. Look at the example below. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Verse 14. That means a city that is placed or built on a hill cannot be hidden. Demonstrative pronouns in present-day English are this or that or those. In early modern English, there was another demonstrative appearing in various forms, yond, yonder, meaning that over there, suggesting a distance from both the speaker and the hearer. Verbs. This is the present and past forms of the verb plus in early modern English. The shaded boxes show forms which are no longer found in English. In the second person singular forms, this is understandable. As discussed above, this category has been lost, being replaced by the second person plural, so the corresponding verbs forms have disappeared too. I must also note that in the subjunctive, there is no distinction in person or number. Can't versus cannot. This is the example. Thou canst not make one hair white or black. For that means you cannot make one hair white or black. It gives light unto all that are in the house. That means it gives light to all that are in the house. In third person singular of the present indicative, the engine or is used instead of present-day English us or s. So early modern English gift corresponds to present-day English gives. Early modern English syntax. The use of the auxiliary do and related issues. There is the example. I do not like milk and I should not eat that cake. In the first sentence, do is used to express negation. It is a timing auxiliary because it doesn't add anything to the meaning of the sentence. It has to be there because main verbs such as like cannot be negated directly. So you cannot say I like not milk as shown by second sentence. However, auxiliary are directly negated by not. I should not rather than I do not should. Do you read novels and can you come to the party? In the first sentence, to is used in the question because many verbs carry under the subject auxiliary conversation. So, breathe your novels is in grammatical. Compare this to second sentence where can an auxiliary does indeed do so. The impossible form do you can come to the party. Another example is think not that I'm come to destroy the law. Verse 17, that means do not think that I've come to abolish the law. Do not even the publicans the same. That means do not even tax collectors do the same. In this case, do is not an auxiliary but a main verb, as shown by the translation, meaning perform. You can find instance where do as a dummy auxiliary is used. See the following examples. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness. That means blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Tense and respect. In early modern English, the tense or aspect system is basically the same as in present-day English, with some differences. Differences is the future tense is mostly specified shall rather than will in all persons. There are lots of examples in the King James text. The second difference is perfect tense are found in early modern English, but their use is different. Often a present perfect is used when we would use a simple past. The third difference is progressive forms such as oncoming or has been doing or indeed found. In fact, they appear already in Middle English, but they are rare, and simple forms are generally used instead. The use of relative pronouns is a bit different. A feature characteristic of early modern English is the use of the conjunction that after relative pronouns. Personal pronouns are commonly used before a relative clause, where present-day English would use a demonstrative pronoun. Present-day English, the perfect forms of verbs are always formed with the auxiliary have. Some verbs have a different type of complement than today. A special structure frequent in early modern English is known as the his genitive. Lexical difference. The word "o" meaning anything is an example of a word that has been lost. It is numeral twinned, an old form of two.